We are coming on the air with breaking news right now and an update on conservative activist Charlie Kirk. President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building about 200 yards away while he was speaking at Utah Valley University. Here is the Trump the president has just put out. I want to put this up. He posted it on Truth Social. He writes, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you."
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people. Really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers.
Charlie Kirk, one of the most recognized conservative figures in America and the founder of Turning Point USA, has tragically died after being shot during a live event at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. The shocking incident happened on September 10, 2025, during the afternoon, while Kirk was on stage as part of his American Comeback Tour. The event was supposed to be like many others he had done before, energizing his supporters, speaking to young conservatives, and continuing the work that had made him one of the most influential voices in U.S. politics. Instead, it ended in chaos, panic, and ultimately the death of a 31-year-old man who had become a household name in political circles. According to reports, the gunshot came from a building about 200 yards away from where Kirk was speaking. It wasn't from within the crowd or from someone who had entered the event, but from a distance, almost like a sniper-style attack.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God.
The moment the shot rang out, confusion spread across the venue. People screamed, some ducked to the ground, while security and law enforcement rushed to secure the area. Kirk was struck on stage and went down immediately. Within minutes, emergency responders were performing life-saving measures and rushing him to the hospital. Despite doctors' efforts, Kirk's injuries were too severe. He was pronounced dead later that day, sending shockwaves not just through his audience and followers, but across the entire American political spectrum. News of his death spread rapidly, dominating headlines, trending across all social media platforms, and sparking immediate reactions from politicians, commentators, supporters, and even critics.
There are news outlets reporting the worst right now, Glenn. I don't know what I'm waiting for before I report it. You know, I trust just the news. I trust Deseret. What are we waiting for, like the AP to say it? We don't trust them more than we trust these. They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead. At the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is,
the details that have been confirmed so far indicate that law enforcement has detained a person of interest connected to the shooting. Authorities are actively investigating the incident as a potential political assassination. Though no official motive has yet been fully established. What is clear is that the attack was deliberate, planned, and executed during a high-profile event, making it one of the most significant political killings in recent U.S. history. Charlie Kirk was born in 1993 and rose to prominence in his early 20s when he founded Turning Point USA, an organization focused on promoting conservative values among young Americans, especially on college campuses. Over time, he became one of the strongest allies and defenders of Donald Trump, playing a major role in mobilizing young voters in Trump's favor. Kirk's approach was always direct, often controversial, and always unapologetically conservative. Whether one agreed with him or not, there was no denying that he had become a powerful and influential figure in American politics. Throughout his career, Kirk was praised by supporters for giving a voice to conservatives on campuses where they often felt outnumbered. He was criticized by opponents for pushing a highly partisan agenda, But it was exactly that fearless approach that gave him such a massive following. His podcast, his social media presence, and his live tours regularly drew huge audiences. By the age of 31, he had accomplished more than many do in an entire career. And for his supporters, his death feels not just like the loss of a leader, but the silencing of a movement's most important voice. The reaction from political leaders has been swift. Former President Donald Trump confirmed Kirk's death in a post on Truth Social, calling him great and even legendary. Trump's statement reflected the close relationship the two shared.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now and an update on conservative activist Charlie Kirk. President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building about 200 yards away while he was speaking at Utah Valley University. Here is the Trump the president has just put out. I want to put this up. He posted it on Truth Social. He writes, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you."
As Kirk had been one of Trump's most vocal defenders and had worked tirelessly to build support for him among younger generations. Other conservative leaders, commentators, and activists expressed grief and anger, many pointing out the increasingly dangerous climate of political polarization in the United States. On the other side of the spectrum, even some of Kirk's political opponents expressed condolences, recognizing that despite ideological differences, his death was a tragic and violent act that crossed all political lines.
I mean, I think what has just transpired is tremendously disturbing. It is the latest evolution and instance of political violence in the United States, and it must end.
Charlie Kirk leaves behind his wife, Erica Francois, whom he married in 2021, and their 2 young children. His death is not just a political tragedy but a deeply personal one for his family, friends, and those who were closest to him. His wife and children now face the unimaginable task of carrying on without him, while the nation debates and reflects on what this act of violence means for the future of political discourse and safety in America. The location of the attack, Utah Valley University, has also become a focal point. The university released statements mourning the loss of life and ensuring students and attendees that they were working with law enforcement to maintain safety. For many who were present, it was a traumatic experience they will never forget. Videos from the event have already started to circulate online, showing the moment chaos erupted, the sound of the gunshot, and the rush of people fleeing or ducking for cover.
It's hard, because he was the best person I've spoken for youth activism and conservative media, which was not a thing a few years ago.
For us, the people that were opposed to me, go up there and be like, well, I don't like you, but...
Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, are now fully involved in the investigation. Early reports suggest the shooter had carefully positioned themselves to take the shot from a distance, which indicates planning and intent. This wasn't a random act of violence, it was targeted. That fact alone has many commentators warning about the dangerous environment surrounding American politics right now, where polarization has reached a boiling point and violent acts are no longer unthinkable. This tragic event will likely be compared to other moments in American history where political figures were targeted, from John F. Kennedy to Robert F. Kennedy and beyond. Though Charlie Kirk was not a president or a senator, his influence and platform made him a key figure in the political landscape, and his assassination will likely become a defining moment in the story of 2020's America. Supporters of Kirk have already begun holding vigils and memorials across the country. Social media has been filled with tributes, personal stories of people who met him, and messages of solidarity for his family. For many young conservatives, Kirk wasn't just a political speaker. He was an inspiration, someone who encouraged them to be bold in their beliefs and unapologetic in their values. The fact that his life ended in violence only amplifies the sense of loss and injustice they feel. At the same time, this tragedy raises difficult questions about security for political events. If a figure as high-profile as Charlie Kirk could be killed during a live event on a college campus, what does that mean for others who regularly speak publicly? How can safety be ensured in an environment where threats can come from hundreds of yards away? These are questions that law enforcement and political organizations will now have to grapple with. As the investigation continues, more details will undoubtedly emerge about who the shooter was, what their motives were, and how they carried out the attack. But for now, what remains is the devastating reality that a 31-year-old man, husband, father, and political leader has lost his life in front of the very people he dedicated his life to reaching. The death of Charlie Kirk is a reminder of how fragile life is, and how quickly it can be taken away. Regardless of political affiliation, it is a moment that underscores the deep divisions and tensions within society and the dangerous consequences they can lead to. In the days and weeks ahead, debates will continue, investigations will unfold, and political battles will rage on. But the absence of Kirk will be felt profoundly within the conservative movement and American politics at large. For his supporters, Charlie Kirk will be remembered as a fighter, a leader, and someone who dedicated his life to a cause he believed in with all his heart. For his critics, even if they disagreed with his politics, his death is a reminder that violence should never be part of democratic discourse. And for his family, he will simply be remembered as a husband and father whose life ended far too soon. As America processes this shocking event, one thing is clear. The story of Charlie Kirk has come to an end, but the impact of his work, his words, and his presence will continue to be felt for years to come. His death marks not just the loss of a person, but the end of a chapter in America's political life, one that will not be forgotten anytime soon.